Hey everybody, welcome to my top 5. Today I am talking about the games that I think are the best bang for your buck. Now, what do I mean by that? What I am talking about are games that are affordable, but they are also replayable, really fun, super interesting, and probably games that you haven't thought about for a little while. This first one though that I'm going to start off with is a game that came out just this year in 2020. It's a great way to start off my list. It's my number 5. Yeah, Pandemic Hot Zone North America. This game gets people into Pandemic. This is the game that is super easy to pick up. It's very, very affordable. When you think about playing a game several times, 5 times, 10 times, and the game costs this little, that's it. That's the bang for your buck. Because in Pandemic, particularly this one, it's streamlined. It is ready to go for 4 players. You have no variability in difficulty. It is just do or die. And if you succeed, you want to play again. Because this is a cooperative adventure to save the world from all of the epidemics that are plaguing the planet. In this case, it's just North America. So again, super streamlined and focused from the big pandemic games that might be hard to get into and are a little bit more costly. This, a lot more affordable, more focused, and again, it is so primed for the whole cooperative adventure on just normal difficulty. And if you don't win together, you want to play it again because you're ready to work better and communicate better, and maybe that last shuffle, that epidemic card was just like too poorly shuffled to the top. Whatever the reason, this game is easy to get into, so shareable and very easily replayable, and with the ticket price, unbeatable. With all the reimagined Pandemics and the Legacy series, I didn't think that Pandemic could do something that would help the Pandemic name and games, since there's so many of them, and this one filled a gap that I didn't even know was there. Great bang for your buck. This totally rocks out as my 5 on my top 5 list. My number 4 is from a couple years back and has a really strong harvest theme. It is Harvest! Yeah, oh my gosh, this game doesn't get enough attention. I don't see anybody talking about Harvest or playing it. This game has so much going on that makes it, again, replayable, fun, shareable, played in a reasonable amount of time, and is affordable. I mean, when you hit those key characteristics for a game, I don't know how you can't just fall in love with it. The theme for Harvest is really wonderful. It's got a harvest theme to it, but it also has this wonderful fantasy kind of playful aspect to it. I mean, the vegetables are nonsense vegetables. The only thing that looks normal are snap peas. Then there are carrots, phantom peppers, rockali, and plumpkins. Okay. This game, though, has a real heart of teaching people how to plan steps and steps ahead. Because you've got to do a whole lot of things with your plots of field, with your gardens, to actually get to the outcome that you're looking for. And each one of those stages and those steps is important to maximize. And so again, that replayability comes in. The way that these initiative cards are drafted, and then everyone gets a super bonus thing, and they also have a different turn order every round. I mean, this game is so engaging, it is so clever, and you're playing a game in an hour or less. Again, super replayable, so fun. The theme here is just lovely, and I don't know how you don't say the name of your vegetable every time you plant it and harvest it, because who doesn't want plumpkins? Why aren't pumpkins plumpkins anyway? I mean, come on, it's all made up. Our words? Let's just call them plumpkins from now on. Okay? You agree? Moving on to my number 3 is a game that has had kind of many reviews or iterations or, point versions of it. And so the game I have is the original box. Your box might look different. The game is Innovation. Innovation is a card game. That's it. There's nothing else in the box other than cards. And that's what kind of makes this game so great. It's super affordable. That's the first thing, right? Great bang for your buck. Now, where's the bang? The bang is in, do you want to play this again and again and again? Because every time you make this game, you put your cards in the stacks in the clockwise from 1 to 10 and you get your achievements, everything is going to be different. So your game, your strategy is going to change every single time you play with the same kind of momentum and innovation required to reach the end and obviously win the game. Now, what you're doing in this game is you're innovating. You're going through all of these technologies from, very basic and rudimentary all the way through the ages until you get to advanced technology, and you have built this wonderful engine in front of you full of these symbols that are going to represent your investments, your innovation in these certain things. And so you're playing these cards that you're constantly looking at what everybody else is doing, and if you have the majority of something, each card is going to do something, and it's going to tell you how to play based on if you splay it in one direction or the other or the other. I mean, you get to choose these things. You get to choose what symbols are showing. And for me, I just think this has so much strategy and so much replayability that I can't imagine you investing in innovation and not having a good time and not wanting to play again, because it is, and you do want to play again. So if you haven't tried this or you haven't seen it, check out the latest iteration of it, the latest version. And again, it may not look like my box, but it's going to have the same core game in it, and you are really going to want to jump into this innovation tech upgrade. I mean, there's just so much wonderful juiciness here, and again, only cards. Okay, so I'm really excited to share my number 2 with you. It just barely got beat out by my number 1, but this game is fantastic and comes in a super tiny tin. It is The Builder's Antiquity. This game is just the neatest. Now again, it comes in a small tin. It's got little money pieces. They're plastic, so don't expect anything fancy. There are 2 different size cards. There are worker cards that look like just a regular playing card, and then there are square cards that are buildings. Now, your workers are going to be really skilled in certain things. They have 4 different symbols starting from the top. They are stone, wood, architecture, and decoration. Each worker is going to have none, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 hash marks that show their skill in that particular resource. And you're going to partner your workers with your unbuilt buildings that have requirements. And so you're going to need to calculate when you're trying to draft workers into your hand. Well, can I afford that worker? Does that worker fit the need for my buildings? Can I see them working on other buildings later? And so you're collecting workers and you're collecting buildings, but nothing matters until you can build a building. And everything costs money. But then your built buildings are going to give you maybe forever resources that you can attach to your future buildings that you're working on. They might give you money. They're going to give you victory points in these fronds. This game is so smart, and you're again not just planning on workers to build buildings and get that building, but you've got to keep building things and generating your victory points, because it's the first player to reach a certain number. They trigger the end of the game, and then the points are counted. So there's just so much going on, and I just find myself wanting to play this game again and again and again. There's a lot in that little tin, but it's just not overwhelming that you can't teach it to somebody in 5 or 10 minutes and then have them go, whoa. I mean, this is a whole game, and it's just so cool and clever. It's easily packable. You can take it with you anywhere. You can share it with people, and replayable. Again, super affordable too. All right, time for my number 1. This game is definitely fun and replayable. It edged out my number 2 just because it has more cards in it, which means it's a little bit more flexible with variety and choice. It is Sushi Go Party! Now, you can invest in the card game, just the Sushi Go. Don't get the party version. I'm going to recommend the party version because it's still so affordable. Now, in Sushi Go Party, you get Sushi Go, if you're familiar with that, and way more cards. Now, what that means is you've got this menu that you get to lay out in the center of the board, and you're going to have all of these different menu items that you can select, you can draft. The combinations of these different items that go into the deck are all so interesting, and every single game will be different. Every single game will be cute. Your eyes will be entertained by this artwork and these cards. I love this game. I love this game so much. The heart of Sushi Go Party and Sushi Go is card drafting. That's a wonderful, wonderful game mechanic. So everybody is going to take their cards, look at them, take one, place it face down, and then pass their deck to the player to the left. At the same time, everyone will flip over their card and everyone will look and see what everybody picked. And then you'll take the cards from your right, look at those, take one. And it just teaches new players who are familiar with card games how you can connect all of these wonderful ways of scoring. You know, you've got set collections in there, you've got pairs, you've got if you don't get this, then you lose points. If you do get this, you'll lose points. If you play this at the same time as somebody else, you don't get to score it. There's so many different ways to score. The great thing about this too is that part of the menu, the board that you get that has all of your items to remind you what's in the game and what the rule is for scoring, it also has a score track. Sushi Go Party is fun and it's so replayable and it's affordable and shareable, and I just don't know if I'll ever get tired of playing this game due to the variety of cards that are in there, and it's just so fun and clever. I love that they were able to expand on the original game, as a very successful game as it was, into Sushi Go Party. So make sure you at least pick up Sushi Go Party the next time you're at your game store or if you're shopping online, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed with the gameplay in Sushi Go Party, nor will you be a little weary from that price point. It's gonna fit perfectly into your budget. Thank you so much for watching my top 5. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and maybe tell me what you think about my freebie number 6 that I'm throwing in just for fun, because you're staying to the end. It's Sagrada. I think Sagrada is a wonderful game, and every time I play it, I always wonder, why am I not playing this more often? I love this game. And it says it's a dice drafting, window crafting game. Yeah, again, replayability is there. It's a little bit higher in cost than my top 5, which is the one reason why it didn't make the list. It still doesn't break the bank because it's definitely worth your money to buy this game. But it's got that replayability, it's got the player interaction. It's just so beautiful and fun, and I really think it deserves to just be seen more, be played more. So give Sagrada a little love too, if you're interested in the idea of drafting dice and placing them into a cool, picturesque window like stained glass. The Builders Antiquity. This game doesn't stand up on its own.